Today, we're diving into something that's less of a medical condition and more a race against the clock. It's a story of survival, where every single hour, every minute can make all the difference. We're talking about febrile neutropenia.
Think about it. When is a common fever a deadly emergency? It's a wild question, right? I mean, for you and me, a fever usually just means chicken soup and a day on the couch. But what if I told you that for some people, that same fever is the only warning sign, the only siren for a massive crisis that's happening completely unseen inside their body?
Okay, so how does that happen? How does a simple fever suddenly become this 5-alarm fire? Well, it's all about a hidden weakness, a vulnerability you can't see from the outside.
You know, when you get a cut and it gets infected, you see it, right? It gets red, it gets swollen, it hurts. Those are your body's alarm bells screaming, hey, problem over here. But for patients going through something like chemo, those alarms are just off. Their body's normal warning system is down, which means a fever is the only clue that a really dangerous infection is spreading like wildfire.
So why can't the body sound the alarm or fight back? What's going on? Well, it's pretty simple and pretty scary. The body's elite special forces, they've been taken out of the fight. Let's break that down.
Meet the neutrophils. These guys are the real heroes. They are your body's first responders, the SWAT team that rushes in the second a bad bacteria or fungus shows up. They're the ones who contain the problem before it gets out of hand. So if they're not there, you've got a huge problem.
And that brings us to the main event, febrile neutropenia. It sounds super complicated, right? But it's actually not. Let's just tear it apart. Febrile, that's just a fancy word for fever. Neutropenia, that means you're low on those neutrophil soldiers we just talked about. So you put them together and what do you get? The perfect storm. You've got a fever, which means there's an invasion, but you've got almost no soldiers to fight back. Not good.
So what's the magic number? Or I guess the unmagic number? It's 500. When a patient's neutrophil count, what doctors call the ANC, dips below 500, they are officially in the danger zone. And if it plummets to under 100, whoa, we're talking profound, critical risk. The doors are basically wide open for any infection to just take over.
All right, so the body is defenseless. What does that mean for the doctors? It means they have to move fast, like unbelievably fast. This is where we get into a concept that's absolutely critical in emergency medicine, the golden hour. It's this window of time where your actions can literally mean the difference between life and death.
So here's the game plan, and it happens in a blur. A vulnerable patient comes in with a fever. Boom. Step 1, confirm it. Step 2, run the blood work stat. We need that neutrophil count. Step 3, draw cultures from everywhere to try and find the bug. But, and this is the most important part, you do not wait for those culture results. Step 4 is to hit them with powerful broad-spectrum antibiotics right away. You shoot first and ask questions later.
And this quote just hammers the point home. Time is the most important factor. This isn't just something from a textbook. This is a rule written in the toughest situations imaginable. You simply don't have the luxury of waiting around for lab tests to tell you what you already suspect. The infection is on the move, and you have to be faster.
Okay, so the antibiotics are flowing. The first fire is being put out. Now comes the next big question for the medical team. Just how bad is this? How high is the risk, really? And they've got to figure this out fast.
This is a process called risk stratification, which is basically sorting patients into two groups. You've got your low-risk folks on one side, they're stable, their neutrophil count isn't that low, and maybe it'll bounce back pretty quickly. They might even be able to go home with some pills. But then you have the high-risk group. Their count is in the basement, we're talking under 100, they're unstable, they have other health problems. These patients are in serious trouble and need to be admitted to the hospital, no question about it.
So let's make this real. Let's look at two different stories that show exactly how this decision plays out. Okay, case number 1, low risk. We have a 45-year-old woman being treated for breast cancer. Her neutrophil count is 400. Yeah, it's low, but it's not catastrophic. She feels okay, she's stable. So the plan? Give her a dose of strong IV antibiotics right there. Watch her for a bit to make sure she's good, and then send her home with a prescription for oral antibiotics. Safe and effective.
Now let's flip the coin. Case number 2, high risk. This is a 70-year-old man with leukemia. His neutrophil count? It's 50. Just 50. That's profoundly low. Plus, his liver isn't working well and he's just really sick. For him, the decision is completely different. It's an immediate admission straight to a hospital bed. He's getting the big guns, multiple powerful IV antibiotics, and he's going to be watched like a hawk. That's the high-risk pathway. So, let's boil this all down. What's the takeaway? It's all about speed and being smart. 1. See the fever, think emergency. 2. Get that neutrophil count, like yesterday. 3. Do not delay antibiotics. And 4. Figure out if they're high or low risk to get them on the right treatment path. That's the playbook. And if you remember one thing, let it be this. Every hour of delay increases mortality. Just let that sit for a second. It's not just a dramatic statement, it's a fact. In this situation, the clock is not your friend.
Look, febrile neutropenia is absolutely a terrifying medical emergency. There's no doubt about it, but it's not a death sentence. The fight is won or lost right at the very beginning, in that first golden hour. It all comes down to awareness and taking immediate, decisive action. That's what separates a close call from a tragedy.